Which celebrity went on the fastest, hardest and most destructive downward spiral from their peak? Aaron Hernandez. Played tight end for the New England Patriots. Fresh off a new contract. Killed his friend, found guilty, then took his own life during the appeal. I mean, Oscar Pistorius was a pretty sharp fall from Paralympian champion role model to spouse murderer. Chris Benoit. World famous and beloved wrestler who committed a double homicide, son and wife, suicide. John Belushi. In a brief period in the 1970s starred as SNL, Animal House and the Blues Brothers but died in 1982 from a heroin overdose. Jared Fogle, the subway guy. The things discovered about him are quite disturbing. Prison is an appropriate place for him. Jan Michael Vincent of Werewolf fame. His alcohol and drug abuse ruined a promising career and turned him into walking mummy towards the end. Edit all the "whoa, this guy was real" comments made me feel really old. TJ Miller. Called a bomb threat on a train he was on when he was rejected by someone he was trying to flirt with. How about Antonio Brown? NFL superstar too. Oh boy. Just read the list. Ian Watkins, went from frontman of a world-famous rock band, to doing 30 years for child sex offenses. Someone who was born into one of the most famous families in the world so would have anything he wanted. What he wanted was just that little bit too far. No sweating it. Come on down, Prince Andrew. The child actors seem to me the saddest. Must be really hard to face the fact that the most famous successful you will ever be is when you are 12. Mark Salling. The guy who played Puck in Glee. Maybe not the biggest star. But he was a fan favorite on a huge show. Got caught with child pornography, pleaded guilty, then hung himself. That's a pretty hard downward spiral. Kevin Spacey getting revealed to be a predator, using his sexuality as an excuse, getting fired from his projects and then posting an insane supervillain level YouTube video as Frank Underwood, basically blaming the viewers for being complicit. Has everyone forgotten Charlie Sheen? Did winning stop winning? What about Tiger Blood and a bevy of porn stars? He went down so hard they made a series vaguely based on it and cast him in the lead role. Amanda Bynes. I remember watching She's the Man and thinking, wow, she's one of the few child actors who avoided the crazy spiral. I could not have been more wrong. No one mentioned Stephen Collins from Seventh Heaven. Dude's a massive pedo and went on TV trying to blame addiction. Shia LaBeouf went from popular actor to weirdo not one wanted to touch with a 10-foot touching pole pretty quick. Just do it. Bill Cosby. He was America's favorite dad, stand-up comic, had several very successful TV shows, spokesman of Poof. He's just a dirty creepy guy who spikes your drink so he can get some. Bam Margera for me. He looks horrible now, like his dad but worse. Wouldn't be surprised if I wake up one morning and he's dead. Amanda Bynes. Went from the girl next door cast in every teen movie to a conservatorship and addiction issues. Mike Tyson. He went from being arrested 38 times before he was 13 to heavyweight champion of the world and having made $685 million. To prison for 3 years for rape and he is at $10 million now, but the speed of Robert Downey Jr.'s fall is matched only by the speed of his phoenix rising from the ashes. Fastest, hardest, and most destructive, from his peak? Chris Benoit, no contest. The man was at the pinnacle of his career, and he was going to win his third world championship on June 25, 2007. In the 3 days leading up to it, he tied up and murdered his wife, drugged and strangled his son to death, and committed suicide by hanging himself on his lot pull-down machine. Anna Nicole Smith. Bombshell sex symbol, married into lots of money, inherited quickly lots of money. Died shortly after, having lost everything. Maybe not from his peak, but Michael Richards comes to mind. Massive role as Kramer in one of the most popular TV sitcoms of all time, and then, yikes! Just no coming back from this. A wholesome one, not very fast but pretty destructive. Brendan Fraser. Star of The Mummy, then got destroyed by his stunts and his divorce and had to pay his wife like $900K per year or something, got addicted to alcohol and He's rebounding pretty great so far. Really likable guy and he gets more and more roles again. Edit forgot the stunts. Edit 2 in the sexual abuse he experienced. Britney Spears. She then proceeded to get royally fucked over by the courts and essentially became her father's slave until recently. I hope I'm not misinterpreting the question, but Aaron Carter, Lane Staley, Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, Charlie Sheen, a long list of pro wrestlers, and Jared from Subway.